Subscribe to Mind Game with Ritvika for detailed women's cricket coverage. The god of cricket, legendary Sachin Tendulkar, will be celebrating another glorious 50. To celebrate his 50th birthday, today in this video, I am going to reflect on Sachin Tendulkar's impact on women's cricket. Now we know Tendulkar's impact isn't just limited to cricket or men's cricket for that matter. I well and truly believe that he not only inspired the nation to be a sports-loving nation, but also a sports-playing nation. And today, we are particularly going to discover his impact on women's cricket. On the top of the list, we have a heartwarming yet newsworthy story. How an intervention from Sachin Tendulkar transformed Harmanpreet Kaur's career. In today's time, the top players who are centrally contracted, get equal match fees and have several endorsements might not need a job to sustain. But the women's game wasn't professional even a decade back. Harmanpreet, who is now the captain of India and the inaugural WPL winning captain as well, is a household name. But she was catching the eyes of experts since the beginning of her playing days. The former India captain Diana Adalji, a retired sports officer for Western Railway, had known of Harman's talent from the junior circuit and recalled the tribulations she underwent in an attempt to bring Harmanpreet to India's cricketing headquarters. In an interview with the Indian Express, Adalji said, "I told her I will get you a higher post. She was getting a junior class in Northern Railway. I offered her a chief office superintendent post. Her application was later sent to Delhi but was rejected by the president. That is when Sachin Tendulkar stepped in." Adalji added, "I requested Sachin, who was a member of parliament back then, to write a letter to the railway minister, forwarding the case of Harmanpreet Kaur." Armed with Tendulkar's letter and a little more persuasion from Adalji paved the way for Harman in the Western Railways. So, on the ESA day, when these two legends were present at the Wankhede Stadium, it reminded me of this story, and it also feels like it came a full circle when Harmanpreet Kaur lifted the inaugural WPL trophy for the same franchise, Mumbai Indians, in front of the god himself, who has been associated with the Mumbai Indians team since the beginning. Another heartwarming moment came when Sachin Tendulkar batted against Ellyse Perry and Annabel Sutherland at Bushfire Bash. He donned the Australian green and gold to play an over during the innings break of the Bushfire Cricket Bash Legends match, which was being held to raise money for the relief of those affected by the bushfires. He said while walking up to the pitch that it was the first time in 5 years that he was picking up a bat and ended up hitting a 4 of the first delivery he faced. He had been challenged by the great Aussie all-rounder Ellyse Perry herself to play an over from her, and he accepted the challenge despite recovering from a shoulder injury to contribute to this noble cause, and took us back with his nostalgic flick towards fine leg. Perry bowled first 4 deliveries and Sutherland bowled the last 2 of the over. It was one of the finest examples of mixed gender cricket we crave to see, at least in the charity matches. Now we are going to look at Sachin Tendulkar's impeccable impact on the careers of some of the Indian national players. On November 9, 2019, Shafali Verma broke her childhood hero Sachin Tendulkar's 30-year-old record in just her 5th international match. Shafali became the youngest ever Indian to register an international half century. Aged just 15 years and 285 days then, Shafali scored her maiden T20I half century, 73 of 49 against West Indies. Tendulkar was aged 16 years when he scored his maiden international half century in a test match against Pakistan. And after that, a few months later, in February 2020, Shafali fulfilled her childhood dream of meeting her idol Sachin when she caught up with him in Australia, and she penned a heartwarming post on how she and her whole family not just idolized but literally worshipped him. From this wonderkind to another wonderkind, Mumbai's very own Jemimah Rodriguez's career has also been impacted immensely by Sachin. He called Jemimah and her father to his home after Jemimah was picked for the debut South Africa tour in 2018. In 2019, she had an intense half an hour batting session under the watchful eyes of Sachin at the MIG Cricket Club. While Tendulkar was coaching kids of the Tendulkar Middlesex Global Academy, he cleared Jemimah's all doubts there. And last but not the least, the player who largely has been considered the equivalent of Sachin Tendulkar in women's cricket, Mithali Raj, looked up to Sachin Tendulkar a lot in her great good career. But quite interestingly, they were destined to be equivalents since the beginning of their careers. Both of them debuted in the international arena at the very same age of 16 years, 205 days, played 6 ODI World Cups, 2 World Cup finals, and Mithali Raj had the longest ODI career of 22 years, 274 days, surpassing the other epitome of longevity, Sachin Tendulkar. If Mithali looked up to Sachin being a batter, the respect was mutual. Long before women's cricket came under the limelight, Sachin was very much aware and encouraging of women's cricket. When Sachin gifted his bat to Mithali, she scored a lot of runs with the bat in England, and Mithali fondly recalled many times how she was sledged by the English players for scoring that many runs with Sachin's bat. I remember watching a video of Sachin where he was conveying his best wishes to the Indian team before the iconic and revolutionary 2017 World Cup. He was fondly speaking about Mithali and the Indian team, who weren't household names back then. It means a lot coming from him. Also from meeting with the whole Indian team before they were off to South Africa to play their first series in 2018 after the World Cup success in 2017, to welcoming the triumphant Shafali-led Indian under-19 team this year at the Motera Stadium. In every historic juncture, Sachin has been with the Indian women's team, with the players, to encourage, support and guide them with his words of wisdom. Being an ardent women's cricket fan, I thank Sachin Tendulkar and wish the god of cricket a very very happy 50th birthday with this tribute. And thank you so much everyone for watching this special video.